All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to rate these based off their drip. So we got our categories here, very standard categories. We're starting with sheesh. All right, that's the best category. That's what you want to be. We got, I mean, like, sure, they're dripped out. That's the next best one. We got mild drip, not bad. It's the only one you got. You're happy with it. If you want to rotate them, fine. Below average is like, yeah, I mean, it's like not the worst. I don't mind it, but I'm probably not using it. Bad, doesn't know drip if it hit him in the face. I mean, that's just, you don't want to be here. I mean, that's embarrassing. And then you have Hazelberg, which we might change. We didn't make this tier list, but I do find this hilarious that they put Hazelberg down here. We might put our least favorite down here and then retitle it to our least favorite. I think that that's fair. All right, first we got Illyria. She's kind of fly. I really like how the fit, the color of the armor goes all the way head to toe. It's kind of like pajamas, You got to love the cohesion of the fit, It all works together. I think Illyria is the perfect example of a mild drip. Who we got next? What the heck is this guy? Man's got like a kneecap that's blinding me. And like some feathers, bro. This is the most unoriginal outfit I've ever seen. This man wouldn't know drip if it hit him in the face. And doing a prophecy. This is like when a high schooler tries, They're putting some thought in. They've got, they're not wearing YouTuber merch. They really thought about what they're wearing. They kind of got it together. But it's kind of like he showed up wearing shoulder pads to class. He's like, I'm bringing them out back, so I'm going to walk through the school with them, to look cool. He's just not confident in his own skin, He's just kind of bulky and clunky. He's like trying to look good, but he's just having a miserable time as a result. He's a below average swag, but he's trying. I mean, I think all the regulars don't know drip if it smacked him in the face. Yeah, I mean, this guy just looks like he's like got to wear a school uniform. Ain't no shot that guy knows drip if it hit him in the face. Just like too cool to see stuff, literally. Not even looking at explosion level cool, but so cool you can't even see. You can't. You've got so much drip that you can't see anymore, to the point that like, where do you really go? I think you've gone a 180. You started to add more to the outfit. You were moving up, and then you just can't see and you move back down. I mean, that's just life. I do like that she has a pet. Definitely bonus points for having a pet. Or whatever the heck this is. I'm just going to assume it's her pet. Dress isn't bad. You got some blues, some whites with a nice gold accent. Yeah, I mean, she's not doing anything wrong. She's got the mild drip. Arana's entire swagger and identity comes with these blades. That's all she's got going on with her. She wouldn't know drip if it hit her in the face. I dig all the shapes and stuff. It is kind of getting close to the Anduin territory of clunkiness. But I think it's dialed back just enough. It's thinner, it's not as heavy, it's not as clunky. She's kind of mastered the drip a bit more than the Anduin one did. And she's really confident in her own skin. She's mastered the drip. And she's proudly rocking it. She's dripped out. That's her first. I mean, she's dripped out. That's the best one yet. Dripped out of her mind. But not quite a sheesh. So it's like not doing anything wrong, Jaina went insane and just kind of like ripped her shirt off and replaced it with like this armor piece because she's like just going into fight. She's just like literally was like so angry and willing to just determined to fight that she just threw the drip out the window. And quite frankly, that's just despicable. You don't respect the drip, you don't get a high placement. I mean, that's just how it works. You just got to respect the drip. Dare I do it, chat? Sheesh! Yeah, absolutely incredible. Best rogue portrait by a mile. Absolutely goated. Out of her mind. Dripped from top to bottom with a swagger that is quite frankly unmatched in its class. How many Deathwings are there? And what's this guy? This guy looks like someone who would like fight for Deathwing. Like, you got the big dragon Deathwing, and this is one of the spawns he, like, summons as, like, his first wave of attack in a boss battle. This is not intimidating. This looks like a 13-year-old who's trying. He's not too bad. But you just can't help but think that, like, maybe the drip doesn't suit him, you know? It's, again, like a 13-year-old wearing, like, Gucci. It's below average swag. He's trying, but he's just not quite there. You know, as a hero portrait, very good. But again, he ain't got no drip. It blends in with, like, his aesthetic. You can't even tell it's there if you're not looking for it. This man ain't got no drip. I mean, I respect it. He don't really need the drip. He looks pretty fly, pretty fit. Pretty, just quite impressive, really, all around. But there's just no drip. But he's quite a good portrait. I can't rate him too low. I'm going to give him mild drip. I think that's fair. Mild drip's where he belongs. I mean, wow, really just when you expend the full portrait, you really get a full scale scene of the drip. This person's drip's gone so far out that it's like 4 people's wide. I mean, look at this drip. Like, imagine she does a spin, you know, dancing. You get those big bottom dresses they got. Imagine with all that. Woo! Put on a show with this drip. Got some nice stuff in the hair. Okay. I like what I'm seeing. I don't mind it. It's not as nearly as good in the picture. I mean, all the drip is hidden. So if we're trying to only take the picture like we did with Hazelbark, we should probably dock some points for it not being in the portrait. We'll give it mild drip. Shaman. Ah, right there.
Was the first to answer my call.
This man wouldn't know drip if it smacked him in the face. I mean, that's just wow. Yeah, I mean, you're a student for sure. You look like the girl in a school uniform. You wouldn't know drip if it smacked you in your face. But in your defense, you have to wear a school uniform and you're not allowed to wear any drip. Got this gold accent is just really fire. I will say this feels to me again like he loved his weapon and he just had to make it his thing. It's kind of like a graphic designer, right? They discover this like really cool trick to like a drop shadow or a border radius and they just throw it on everything. This man discovered skulls in his armor and he just put it everywhere. Like there's skulls in his thorns. You know, too much, honestly. But the gold is carrying hard on the drip here. Mild drip. But in terms of the drip, I mean, wow, well done. It's no sheesh, but like the white's super clean, the gold is super clean, the red is super clean. Not trying too hard. Got some accent pieces, a little color in the hair, really bringing the fit together. I mean, just absolutely, it just dripped out, you know. Really just an overall lack of just saturated colors. It's kind of just one big just mosh pit of triangles, a few crossbones, a lot of these, like you discovered it and you wrapped it all the way around. But you didn't do it everywhere. You know, I think this is a fairly bad portrait, but the drip, drip's below average, not too bad. Can't complain. Oh, it's Guan Yu. Without Kwang, it looks like. This might be the best paladin thing in the game. What? The drip is so consistent. It's like pulsing and vibrating. Got the Pal Alquang just standing up with like you like put the camera down, tilt it up at you, like just like look at me. This might be a little delayed, but sheesh, I wish I could buy this. This is sick. This man's stripped out of his mind. Holy cow, I did not expect to put this in sheesh when I started this tier list. I don't even know if I've seen this before. The fact that the armor is fully kitted out with similar matching drip does help, but you got some bronzes, some golds that are kind of clashing, kind of fighting with the palette here. Gold, really clean. Just this face orange is terrible. Is it trying to be hair? I don't get it. And the red just really doesn't need to be here. This could be the same like whitish gray color. The bronze doesn't really match, but I guess like, it's two different things. But it doesn't like it's part of one. Honestly, that's below average swag, quite frankly. Default character wouldn't know if it hit him in the face. Default wouldn't know if it hit him in the face.
Wisdom is greater than strength.
Look at my teacup. Wisdom is greater than strength. Okay, bro. Shut up and let me admire your drip. What drip? This man went to like Target and bought a mage outfit and just put it on. Ain't no color, ain't no vibe, ain't no drip here. He's just comfy, you know? This is the most comfortable hero portrait you looked at yet. He's just wearing like clothing, you know? He's just comfy. He's warm. He's kind of living his life. But we're rating drip here. This man wouldn't have drip if it hit him in the face. This man shops at retail stores. I feel like every character, you just make your main character white and your default, your secondary color gold accent, and you're dripped out of your mind. But instead, he's decided to like let his clothes get so dirty, the white is fading to black in spots, and he's just like, let's throw this blue in here, which is like okay if you're playing a team sport and you need colors, you can verse the same person who looks the same with a red, like a red, like drape. But man, you gotta clean yourself off, man. Get the white popping again. You know what drip is. You got mild drip, but if you could clean it up, really polish it, you'd be dripped out of your mind, I tell you what. Can you believe that the portrait is just like a hat? All you see is this hat. It's a hat. Can you believe that this was a pre-order? They like, yo, give us $80 and we'll give you this. We'll give you this. This is what you get for $80. You get this. I mean, and the cards, you know, it's actually worth your money, but you get this as the portrait. This dude going, look at me. I'm sitting in my chair with a hat that's taking up half the frame. All right. Yeah. He got the hat. He got the shoulder pads to match to kind of keep him weighted. And then he's like, he ran out of money. He's like, oh, look at me. I'm going to go so big and beyond. I got a $2K budget for this drip. And he put $1,700 down on the hat, $300 on the armbands, and he's got no money for drip left. So he just went and found something that kind of matches, but doesn't have color to it, you know, for like a Dollar General. And just kind of put some like mismatched, like just piece of clothing on to actually do function. I mean, this man would not know drip if it smacked him in the face. Okay. I mean, it's just really just... He tried, but he just really fell short. Just really fell short. You're in contention for the bottom there, mister. I want you to know. At the end of this, everybody in wouldn't know drip if it smacked him in the face. We're going to pick the worst. They'll be their own category at the bottom. And he's in the running. I tell you what. He is in the running. If you look at all the mages, like literally Jaina and Khadgar, I think it's pretty clear that this is the best mage portrait in the class. This is a whole vibe. I mean, this is just really nice. This is just everything you want in a hero portrait right there. I mean, you got like 12 Jainas, which is an ideal, but you got a pretty good chance that one of them you're going to like. There's 3 dripped out of your minds. I don't even like mage. I have 3 mages and dripped out. You know, I don't use this, but maybe I should. I really need to earn this. Black and red, red and gold, black and gold, white and gold. Like, it's a little bit of a mismatch, but everything here works. I mean, she is just dapper out of her mind. Is she dripped out of her mind, though? I don't know why this black is here. The black and red, then you've got red, gold, white, gold. Like, the black doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You'd think that with the red and the gold here, you'd have either white and gold here or red and gold here to kind of match. But instead you have this black and red. I think if you replace this mid piece, you're dripped out of your mind. But without it, you're mild drip. Nothing to be ashamed of. You're in the mild drip category. Oh my gosh, it's a mermaid? What the heck? 4-armed mermaid with like kind of like a basic like things in the hair and like little bits of clothing pieces here and there. It's like, oh my, I don't even want to. Oh my gosh, terrible. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Awful, no good, bad. 1K Uther Paladin. At this point, you're a wise old paladin. You're professional. You're a veteran. You're experienced. You're distinguished. So you've got the money. You've got the prestige. You've got the opportunity to get the finest drip. And this is what you choose. Black and gold, black and gold. Super bright, but it's just like gold. So experienced with not only the knowledge to carry a book around the whole time, but a book plated in gold because you're dripped out of your mind. I mean, what an absolute hunk of a man. Dripped out of his absolute mind. Got a bit of a buy my beard situation here. I'm ready. Let's fight. Oh, it's let's do it. Even better. You've got the gold accent. You've got the nice shade of gray to go with it. You know, the between white and black, I'll go with gold. You got that. It's cohesive throughout. You've got a nice kind of red to go with your orange hair. Kind of keep things together. Keep things to the color of a warrior, which I gotta love. I mean, we're gonna have to look at the rest of the class, okay? Awful. What the heck are those? Awful drip. Awful drip. That's okay. Let's look at the ones down here. The worst in probably the whole game. Not very good. Not very good. Not very good. Drip non-existent. And another. What the heck are you doing here? I think it goes without saying. One of the OGs and still one of the best to ever do it. This right here is a sheesh if I've ever seen one. I mean, my lord. Absolutely sheeshed out of his mind. What an absolute mad lad on the sheesh factor there. Bro, you don't even have enough money for 2 gloves. Like, your face armor is like half off. You've got weird lasers and things that don't seem to be doing a whole lot. These weird belt buckle loops that are holding up what exactly? Why do you need these? You're a robot made of metal. Why do you gotta have this like weird? I mean, it's a pretty great hero portrait, but like, I'm not sure he would know drip if it hit him in the face. Does he know what drip is? Does he have a sentient brain? Can he determine drip from not drip? Does he know what the word drip means? We'll never know. But based on what we see, doubt it. My plans are falling into place. Yeah, and you're falling into the below average swag. Sheesh. Best in class, bar none, not close. The only shaman portrait really worth using. Draw either this green Shrek looking dude or like an abomination of a creature. Well, you got this dapper, dripped out of his mind. Just like master, elder, guardian, just absolute teacher of the wisdoms of the seas. Just absolutely sheeshed out of his mind, Murloc. And when you have a choice between a bunch of green men and abominations and just an absolute sheesh to Murloc, you pick the sheesh to Murloc. I mean, my lord. I've made up my mind. Fish face eye looking dude. N'Zoth is just an abomination of a. I mean, is there a worse one in the game? Let me look. I mean, it's an eye fish looking abomination. Yeah, it's a fish face eye looking abomination. Like, hello? And that, unless I change my mind, is for now the bottom of this tier list. We looked at this one earlier briefly. Would not know drip if he looked him in his mouth. You could literally make him eat drip and he would not know what it is. Oh, is it? Yeah, you're getting carried by this green monster, you prick. Out here fishing, vibing on this dude's shoulder pad. But I respect it, though. You got decent drip. You've got below average swag. I respect it. I think if you set aside the knife inconsistencies and you buffed some of these colors, like these colors are kind of weak. They need to be buffed, kind of match, kind of have some consistency here. Maybe we get some golds in here. You don't need it though. You can do white and red. But then you've got this like purplish gray and this like brownish muck. She could use a few buffs and she'd be there. But for now, we're going to have to settle with dripped out. I was surprised when I gave Guan Yu the coveted sheesh. I expected this one to go there. But Guan Yu surprised me. I mean, you got the gold, you got the sparkle, you got the glamour, you got the shimmer, you got the shine, you got the nice blue. Goes really well with it when you have a dirty bluish look to go with the gold. The absolute main of the man. Decent gloves. I think the gloves kind of hold it back a bit. Best in class is reserved specifically for the sheesh, which means you will go in dripped out of your mind. I'm going to change this. Dripped. No, we're going to undo. We're going to leave it there as I mean, like, yeah, sure, they're dripped out. It does feel like they're underselling it, though. Yeah. Dripped out of your... Dripped out of their minds. Dripped out. Yeah, absolutely. Driptastic. Yeah, I guess you're in below average swag. You're not bad. But you're wearing an outfit. Thankfully, that outfit comes with gold accenting. Without that, you'd be in trouble. You'd be really held down by your school. This is kind of like this guy, but like not quite there yet. But for like a knight, like a lower class drip, I mean, he's really rocking it. His book is like about to like explode with drip. Like that's how like he gets gold plated. The gold oozes out and surrounds the surface. That's actually in the lore. Look it up. So there's this gold in here. The knowledge as it builds up and enforces the drip. It seeps out and eventually will cover your book and then your whole armor with drip. So he's, he's on the way to drip. He's just got to study up a little more, fight a little more, protect a little more, serve his land a little more, and he'll be dripped out. But for now, he's a nice mild drip. Not too bad. This man doesn't know drip, bro. He just died with the clothes. He kept them on. He hasn't reinvented his drip in the 5,000 years he's been alive. He's been wearing the same drip his whole life. Quite frankly, I don't think he'd know drip if it hit him in the face. Unfortunately, really. Truly unfortunate.
You were right to awaken.
No, I wasn't. What a waste of time. You don't know drip if it hit you in the face. We have the rogue disguised as a priest. He's kind of like, you can tell he's kind of new in his drip gang. He's like looking at you like, what am I, are you going to rate me good? He's like looking at me. He's like not so confident that he looks away. He's like, yeah, I'm dripped out of my mind. I know it. He's like, am I good? He's like looking for like a go ahead, the right away. He's like, waiting for it. It's like, am I good? Can I go from this wall here? Can I pass? Is my drip good enough? And hey, it's pretty good drip. I think we'll put it mild drip. He passes. He can move along, but he can't. He can go this way, kind of horizontal, but he can't come back toward me. He can't come to the elite drip. He can only head to the mild drip. He ain't heading back though, so that's pretty good. He ain't heading back that way. You don't want to know what's that way. Yeah, only these people know it's that way. The land of no drip. If I were to program a bot, a robot, a machine to be annoying, I could not think of a much better way than a toy drum, a toy hammer, bells and whistles and trumpets, and a toy sword. Just like a constantly moving mouth, clattering the teeth, eyes constantly shifting color. Just as I move, there's just a circular aura always above my head, dropping confetti everywhere I go. The only thing that would make this better is if you attached the two balls on here with a rope so that when you spun it, the little ball rope smacked the ends of the paddles and just really up the value. That way you could be doing this while toy swording, while hugging your drum. You're just missing that one next level. But in terms of what they're doing here, outside of the hair, their drip ain't bad. We're rating on drip. That's mild drip. They know what they're doing, and they're doing it well. Ugh. What is this green? It's like so gross and paley. Her skin is white and gray. There's a little bit of drip with the cape. A little bit of drip with some of this purple here. You've thrown some emeralds in, but you gotta take these emeralds out. You gotta sell them to a pawn shop so you can use the money to get drip. You can't just take crap and put emeralds in it and call it drip. It doesn't work. Ugh. I mean, there's no way you'd have emeralds in there knowing what drip is. I mean, you simply would have sold them by now to bought drip. If you knew what drip was, you would have done that. And that's just fact.
Power cannot be contained.
Yeah, it can. It can be contained right in the doesn't know drip if it smacked you in the face. Right, with this dude and this dude and... Alright, I think I've made up my mind. None of the priests are sheesh worthy. I think Taranda falls in a below average swag. Yeah, this is the... You take the guy who's dripped out of his mind and the mild drip younger version, and this is right in the middle. You know, you've opened access to the gold drip book. You know, it's gone from being fully golden to erupting in gold and opening, and now you have to take the knowledge in to be fully dripped out. I mean, being a high elitist paladin is a great way to be dripped out of your mind. So, I think even the lowest class of that on the way to the drip path, like you've got two paths in life: normal life and dripped life. And all these people who have chosen the dripped life, at whatever stage they're at least mild drip because they know what drip is, right? So they're above this rank. And you know, when you're a paladin, right? When you've got riches, fame, and glory, and you're living in, you know, Falador-esque, like just fantasy lands, right? I mean, you've wrong MMO, but you know what I'm saying. You're all dripped out of their minds. They're all mild at best, working toward the real dripped out of their minds. You got the white, you got the gold. I mean, is this just the best paladin hero portrait? Is just this the one? Is this the best hero paladin portrait? Is there a better one? These aren't better. Is the dripped out guy better? Possibly. Possibly. But I think this guy is also fairly dripped out. Got this nice white dress, very Secret Keeper-esque, very much like the other one, but not nearly as dripped as the other one. You've got her, which kind of had the same style, but it was a little bit more dressed. We'll go below average swag for you. Oh my gosh. Dude, they did me so dirty. I'm a hunter and a warlock advocate. They're my favorite two classes. They have the most wins I have in ranked. And my 1K for warlock is just an abomination of an undead. And then what is this derpy dude? What's he looking at? Does he have eyes? Was he aiming? So terrible. He wouldn't have hit him in the face. He wouldn't have hit him in the face. Gold black. Doesn't really match the hammer. Got weird red for no reason. But not too bad. Below average swag. Got the red and silver all throughout. I've generally rated the ones that I felt were consistent with their whole fit. You know, fairly middle of the pack. You know, you're not doing anything too great, not doing anything too bad. But this guy was like, okay, I've got the physique, the money to go for like just an above average, well-rounded drip, and I could get it all done. I can manage it all. I can rock it all. He's got the cape. He's got the armor. He's got the weapons. He's got everything matches. Everything works. He identified the drip, and he went and got it. It's not the best drip, but it is mild drip. Really not as bad as I thought from a drip point of view. It's a bad portrait, I think. It's too small, too zoomed out. But wow, this is a surpriser. I mean, look at the shimmer on this gold and black. We haven't seen a whole lot of gold and black. Gold and black has been a sleeper so far. We've had a lot of the whites and the silvers. This guy's wearing gold and black from head to toe. He even had some leftover drip for his animal here. Call me shocked. I was ready to write off every Shaman but Morgul, but this man, he's dripped out of his mind. He's dripped out of his mind. Dripped out of his mind. The blue and this neck thing don't quite work. The blue in there, you've got this outer fit that's really dripping. But you're wearing it over your normal attire, which isn't nearly as dripped because you're not quite there yet. And if you didn't have the hat, you can maybe fool some people from the right angles. But you're just like, quite frankly, at below average swag. You know what it is. You know, you're deceitfully trying to pretend like your drip is better than it is, right? You've got this to cover up your not very good drip. So you know what drip is. but it's not very good drip. There it is. The final tier list. Hearthstone Hero Portraits rated based on drip.